Hey, it's CJ Wilson here with DoakTalk. We're in some of the pivotal moments in regards to recruiting calendar. Just finished up the spring period as far as spring practice, taking those visits and things like that. Now we're in probably the most crucial moment of the calendar year as far as recruiting, and that's the official visit season heading to the summer. Then, of course, commitment seasons right after that. I want to discuss a few things in regards to who will be the quarterback within the FSU's 2026 recruiting class. There's a couple names on the board. Of course, FSU lost the commitment of Brady Smigel, who recently committed to the University of Michigan. Now it's time to go ahead and fill that void in that commitment list in regard to the quarterback position. Who are the names FSU are after? It's been an interesting last couple months in regards to the recruiting front for FSU regarding the quarterback position. I want to take a little dive in and discuss a few names on the board and see where we go from there. Before we get started, make sure you guys hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Hit that like button again and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And welcome to the Dope Talk community. All right, guys, let's jump right into it. It's pretty much a two-man race, in my opinion, in regards to who will be the quarterback for FSU for the 2026 in the 2026 recruiting class. The first name I want to discuss, and probably the fan favorite and the most popular within the fan base as of now, is Landon Duckworth, the four-star quarterback out of Alabama. He is ranked as the number 55th overall prospect within the 247 composite ranking. I like Landon Duckworth a lot. So this has been an interesting recruiting battle to say the least. I think FSU had some momentum for Landon Duckworth following the decommitment of Brady, and the reason why I said they had some momentum is more so a lot of ties to the current staff to Landon Duckworth. A lot of familiarity, specifically Gus Malzahn. He was the head coach at UCF previously. Landon Duckworth was getting some crystal balls and some momentum in regards to possibly committing to UCF, along with the plethora of his teammates. That didn't come into fruition as Gus Malzahn did. It did ended up leaving the University of Central Florida and coming over to Florida State to be the offensive coordinator. So again, you have a receiver out there, Landon Duckworth. I think they have like a safety and a running back as well that all had crystal balls to UCF or committed to UCF at one point. So naturally, we thought, well, not necessarily naturally, we thought, but naturally that recruitment will kind of shift over to Florida State with that staff being intact and coming over from the offensive standpoint. Um, we'll see how it plays out, but that started to fade. I guess that momentum a little bit for FSU started to fade down the stretch. Will start to fade during the spring window with the spring. How can I put this? The spring. I just literally said it right. The spring portion of the calendar in regards to the recruiting calendar, it started to fade for FSU as he didn't take any visits. Well, didn't get to campus at all during the spring. And that's a red flag in my opinion, especially if you are in consideration to be in the top list for a candidate or an actual true threat for the possible commitment. He did, however, recently within the last couple weeks drop a top five, and that top five included FSU. So he had Florida State, Auburn, Ole Miss, University of South Carolina, and North Carolina all within that top five. He has an official visit scheduled for FSU for June the 13th. So again, we'll see how this plays out. He's from Alabama, a lot of ties, like I said, to Gus Malzahn, who was at Auburn previously, recruited that Alabama area heavily, and that's one of the main reasons why Landon Duckworth was drawn to UCF and had crystal balls for UCF. So we'll see if FSU can swing the momentum a little bit when the official visit arrives next month. Excuse me. But again, I think it's an uphill battle due to the fact he did not get on campus for the spring window. He in just let's talk about a few teams that's within his list. He was committed to the University of South Carolina at one point, committed to those guys in 2023, and decommitted in June of 2024 from South Carolina, but still kept him in the picture. Ole Miss is in the picture as well, like I stated. They had a lot of momentum going with him within the spring with a few visits, but Ole Miss has a quarterback commit in Reese Wise, three-star from Texas. So we'll see if that plays within the Landon Duckworth commitment or decision rather. And of course, you got the home state Auburn Tigers. You can never count on, in my opinion, for an in-state recruit. Those guys typically recruit the state of Alabama pretty damn well. So, in my opinion, I would say is I think North Carolina is probably the team on the outside looking in for this recruitment. But it's Bill Belichick, one of the greatest, or not one of the greatest of all time in regards to the NFL ranks. Coming to the college ranks, we'll see if he can sway a big time prospect like Landon Duckworth. So again, you have Auburn, FSU, Ole Miss, University of South Carolina, and North Carolina. In my opinion, I'd probably say South Carolina, Auburn, and Ole Miss may be the hotter teams right now, just for the simple fact they got him on campus during the spring window. FSU did not. So again, this official visit that is tentatively scheduled for June the 13th for FSU is a huge one if they want to actually have a puncher's chance to land Landon Duckworth. Again, big time prospect out of Alabama. The next quarterback recruit I want to speak about is Jaden O'Neal, 6'3", 200-pounder, four-star recruit out of Oklahoma, the number 182nd overall prospect per the 247 composite rankings. He is currently committed to the University of Oklahoma, but this recruitment has been kind of interesting to say the least, as Oklahoma has been courting and entertaining other quarterbacks. Four-star quarterback Bo Bentley, who FSU was recruiting at a certain point in time too, did offer earlier through the recruiting process, but he trimmed his list and did not include FSU within that list. Bo Bentley did visit campus this spring as well, just to throw that out. But again, he dropped a top three of LSU, Oklahoma, and the University of Georgia. I think you kind of canceled out the University of Georgia for Bo Bentley's recruitment due to the commitment of five-star quarterback Jared Curtis. And it's funny because Jaden O'Neal was considering the University of Georgia as well. Pretty much Florida State and University of Georgia were some of the schools he took visits to during the spring. But with the five-star quarterback committing to the University of Georgia, I'm pretty sure you can cancel out Bo Bentley and as well as Jaden O'Neal as far as potential prospects for the University of Georgia. So Bo Bentley has LSU and Oklahoma as his top two. If you cancel out Georgia, in my opinion, well, not in my opinion, I think you do have to cancel out Georgia due to the fact that the five-star quarterback. So you have LSU and Oklahoma left. And of course, like I said, he's from Texas, LSU and Oklahoma, so it's a two-team battle. And that's the reason why Jaden O'Neal is looking around. Did visit Georgia, but it's seeming like it's Florida State's recruit. I'm going to say Florida State's recruitment to lose, but Florida State could be in the driver's seat for Jaden O'Neal. He has an official visit to schedule at FSU on June 15th, so we'll see how it plays out. Could FSU go 2 years in a row with flipping a quarterback from the Oklahoma Sooners? As you guys know, for the 2025 recruiting cycle, Kevin Sperry was the quarterback that FSU ended up getting on late from Oklahoma, and thus far, during Kevin Sperry's short tenure at Florida State, there's been positive reviews and pretty much seems like a good get for the Seminoles late in the process with Kevin Sperry. We'll see about Jaden O'Neal and how things play out with him. I guess, in my opinion, it depends on whatever Bo Bentley does. If Oklahoma takes Bo Bentley's commitment, then we can see O'Neal open things up and possibly land with Florida State or something along those lines. But again, we have Landon Duckworth and Jaden O'Neal. It's going to be really interesting to see how things play out within those two. But right now, I'd probably say Jaden O'Neal. Florida State may have the best chance with Jaden O'Neal for the simple fact you got to have the interest be reciprocated, right? Landon Duckworth didn't take a visit to FSU during the spring. Jaden O'Neal did take a visit to FSU during the spring, had glowing reviews about the visit and things like that. So we'll see how that plays out. But again, you got to follow the visits, and Duckworth hasn't made it on campus as of yet. So that big weekend for both of those quarterbacks, that June 13th through the 15th weekend, is going to be huge for FSU to see, how things land and if they could get their ducks in a row, so to speak, pun intended. Another quarterback to look out for that FSU did entertain in the spring with the visit is Travis Burgess, 6'5", 200-pound, three-star quarterback from Grayson, Georgia. He has crystal balls to Auburn, which is interesting to say the least. Like I said, Landon Duckworth has an official visit to Auburn as well. He has those guys in his top five. So to be honest with you, these guys, depending on where they land, I guess the chips may it'll be a domino effect, so to speak, depending on where these guys land within these quarterbacks. Other schools that Burgess is considering is University of North Carolina, NC State, and like I stated, Auburn. He has an official visit to Auburn on May the 30th. FSU, he doesn't have an official visit scheduled for FSU, but this is a quarterback I think if FSU would have pushed for early, or maybe still can push for, could possibly get within the picture of a Travis Burgess. But again, I really think it's a two-man race between Landon Duckworth and Jaden O'Neal. We'll probably be leading towards O'Neal being the quarterback for the Seminoles at a certain point in time. But again, that official visit weekend is going to be critical. Make sure you guys like this video and subscribe to the channel. We have more quick hitters coming for you soon. We got to find a quarterback. You guys let me know in the comment section, which quarterback would you guys prefer? Would it be Duckworth? Would it be Jaden O'Neal? Travis Burgess, my apologies, or another wild card quarterback? Let us know in the comments. Go Noles.